All right, what's up, guys? It's the Horsemen Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Josh Romine. With me tonight, got Alex Deviney Stoner. What's up, Alex?
What's up?
Got Joshua Van Cleve. How are you, Josh?
I'm good. How's everyone else?
Good. And got Brent Walker. Brent, how are you, sir?
I'm sitting on my butt ready to talk football.
This is great. We're glad to have the whole team here tonight for the start of our podcast. Even though the show, I'm not really sure how it's going to go. So hopefully it's good. We got some rookie news to talk about, a few things going on in the NFL. Nothing too structured, so we're just going to kind of shoot the shit. So why don't we go ahead and get that started? New England, huge surprise here, brought in or trying to bring in Mike Gillislee, offered him a 2-year offer sheet, which Buffalo is not expected to match. Do you want to own any running back in New England at this point?
Not a damn one.
Yeah. If
No.
say you have to pick one, which one do you want?
Oh gosh, I think wouldn't you kind of have to ride James White a little bit? Like I feel like he's kind of the guy, right now. But that's I'm talking maybe weeks 1 through 4. Because they're gonna flip back and forth. They're Gillislee could be a decent touchdown guy. He could fill the role that maybe Blunt's leaving behind. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How big is Gillislee? Isn't he a little bit bigger?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know too much about Gillislee. I know that he was pretty good on like a per touch basis last year, but
I just know every time I hear his name, I go, "Hey, Gillislee!"
wow.
Yeah.
I could do
Jim
without
Blossoms, baby.
you ever doing that again.
Hey, Gillislee.
Thank you. Thanks. Brent, what are your feelings down there in the cave? You have any?
Is
You
he still
okay?
there?
You there, bud?
I don't
Nah.
know. He's there.
I see
I
him.
think he's gone.
I see him, but he's gone.
But he's not moving.
Well,
so
Alex,
I think he's gone.
it's just
Okay,
you and I
well,
at this
okay.
point. So
To be completely honest, I think that Sexy Rexy is just kind of there. I would be surprised if he made the team. I don't know why. I just
who?
don't.
Burkhead?
Yeah, I just don't really find him to be like when you look at these guys. Do they need him? Do they really need him? I mean, they could draft a guy in the 4th round to do exactly the same thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like they'd probably use him more for like special teams and stuff like that. Maybe not necessarily because,
I don't
like
know.
you said, they've got a lot. I think that pushes Deion Lewis out. I think he's done now at this point. Like,
Man, I got a 2nd round draft pick for that B.
yeah, you got lucky because
Man.
he's a bum. They don't like him at all. Do you think?
But they don't like their players. If you're not named Tom Brady, they don't like you.
Sure, I guess.
I mean, they're like the ultimate, like when you like the ultimate job that tells you that you're not better than anybody else on the team and you're not worth like you're completely replaceable.
Yeah.
In New England, every single player is completely replaceable except for Tom Brady.
Yeah. Gronk, maybe. I don't think he's really replaceable. Like, they bring in a second tight end, but...
Well, I mean, okay, he's not... Gronk isn't replaceable, but they've kind of had to deal with him not being there. So, would it be, let's say 2 years from now, he has one more season where he only plays half the season? I can see them moving on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see them trading it and getting a higher draft pick for a guy that still, would be in his, late 20s, could still put together a solid 5 seasons and get a high draft pick for it. I mean, I could totally see that.
I don't know. I mean, think about what they did when Tom Brady was out. They went on without him. He was out,
But they didn't
injury.
make the playoffs. I mean, they win 11-5, but they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, it's one of those things. But do you think if when Tom Brady eventually retires, let's say 2 years. I mean, I don't know how long he can keep going, but let's say 2 years he retires. And do you think that they would be a good team? Like, like they've been. Like basically a shoe-in to win the division every year.
A championship team, that's suspect. But I think they can be a good team. I think they'll still be in the running for the playoffs every year without Tom Brady.
I mean, I hope they suck, but
yeah,
I mean, with Bill,
that's a given.
But see, it's the culture there, and as much as I don't like Bill Belichick, you got to give him respect for him as a coach, and so I think they built a culture there at the organization to where it's you fit into the system, and so if you're coming there, you're working with the system. No one's a star, no one's over. I mean, besides Tom Brady, but I mean it's a quarterback-driven league, anyways. But it's hard to say. Yeah, pretty much. And so, I mean, Tom Brady has accomplished a lot. He's, the most accomplished quarterback in NFL history. I think they would be a good team. I don't know if caliber team.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing kind of goes with Bill Belichick, though, is that every coach, this isn't college. You're not going to have, a coach there for 30 years or something like that. It just doesn't happen. And so I kind of have a feeling that when Tom Brady goes, I think Bill Belichick goes. It would make sense to me. It would make sense to me for that to happen.
I think Bill would stay on and try to win another championship to show that it was him, not Brady. I could see him do it like that. But I mean, but that's why they're not a fancy relevant team, is because it's all people playing with the system, and so you can't count on anybody for one thing. So I don't know.
You just can't even. Man, Brent came in hot and looks angry.
He's got a hot take.
He just had this look in his eyes like he was gonna murder somebody. Speaking of murdering, no, too soon? Really? It's too soon? Okay, but I think that the kind of ultimate is Jonas Gray. That guy ran for almost 200 yards, and then the next week he didn't even play because he was late to a meeting. I mean, that's the Patriot way. They do not give a shit about you. They don't care.
Right.
So.
It's true. But we've never really liked New England running backs to begin with. So I think this year is probably absolutely no different, if not even a little bit more. I don't really want any of those guys. When LeGarrette Blount was talking about coming, when we were all talking about him coming back to New England, he scored 18 touchdowns last year. That's appealing. That carries maybe 6th, 7th round value, possibly. I don't think I'd draft Gillislee anywhere around, around 10. You know what I mean? 9, 11.
I don't even. Yeah. I think you need to start going a little bit. I think you almost take. I don't think that there's a starter there, and that's the biggest issue. You still at least had a starter with Blount there.
Sure.
You don't have a legitimate starter.
Right.
On that team, and that's going to be the biggest issue. I think is that week in, week out, and honestly, that was kind of how it was when Blount left.
Yeah.
Was that they just kind of rotated guys in and out, and you're going to have more of that, and it's not going to get any better.
Kind of on a related note, do you want to own any of those wide receivers? I know people are still drafting Brandon Cooks like he's playing for
I think you still want Edelman.
New Orleans. Yeah, you still want Edelman. Probably the best. Do you like him more than Cooks?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've never been a Cooks fan anyway, but he's going to have a game where he, gets 5 or 6 catches and 168 yards or something like that. But then he's going to have 1 for 30, 2 for 45, that kind of thing. Because they spread the ball around. They don't if you're not named Gronk, if you're not named Edelman, it's going to be you're going to be just guessing and hoping.
Right. I'm hearing more and more about this Malcolm Mitchell guy.
Jesus.
I heard he's really coming on fire.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm hearing good things out of camp. So I really think that
as much crap as I get about my guys.
But here's the thing, though, is that he actually was productive. That's the difference.
Malcolm Mitchell?
Malcolm Mitchell, toward the end of the year, there were times where I saw him play.
Losing your damn mind right now.
When I saw him play,
Jesus
and
God.
I said, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh.
You're an idiot.
Let's compare the yardage versus him versus Treadwell.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You can't even do that.
Why can't you? They were both rookies last year.
Yeah, because Treadwell was a hot garbage fire that I've never once defended that. Have I?
I think
have
you
I?
have.
Have I?
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't.
You defend every player on your team.
That's true.
That is not true. Have I defended Thomas Rawls? This is another guy that's my guy.
Well, you did for a while. I mean, now no.
Last year, obviously.
You're still holding out faith for him.
When there was still I was hoping last year, not this year anymore.
Trying to see.
Screw you guys. I don't care. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to know, where do you guys have Brent? Can you hear me, Brent? Are you still there?
I think I can hear
cool. You're perfect. So, where do you have Tom Brady at in your quarterback rankings right now? Like, not even just talking dynasty, just who would you want to own this year? Where does he fall in line?
Who'd you say?
Tom Brady, quarterback for the New England Patriots.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Dynasty. Even in Dynasty, he's still saying he's talking about like playing 6 or 7 more years.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I don't care.
I don't pass catchers this offseason.
I was just gonna say, my point is that I don't really care about Dynasty with this question pointed. I really just want to know this year where you have him lined up against all the other guys. I'm talking just 1 year. Where do you have him finishing?
Right now, he's my 3rd ranked.
And who do you have in front of him? Rodgers?
I have Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees.
Okay. You have him 3rd? So then looking Dynasty, how far does that move?
He'd probably still be top 5 or 6 probably.
Who bumps in front of him? Luck?
Yeah, Luck. I mean, even Big Ben is talking about retiring, so I kind of move him down the list a little further. Same with Phillip Rivers down the list a little further. Tom Brady's going to be playing more years, which is confident, and they keep adding more talent around him for him to throw the ball to. It doesn't sound like they're going to run the ball once this entire season.
Nope. Just going to pass.
I haven't really done my rankings yet. I think I might actually rank Tom Brady number 2 this year.
I could make that argument too.
Pretty easily, yeah.
I don't know. Like, my thing is that I get where you're coming from. I'm not completely disagreeing. Where I'm coming from is that you can talk. You want to be amazing forever. We saw the decline for Peyton Manning. I mean, it was steep.
Sure.
He was the best quarterback in the league, and in 2 years he was retired because he was so bad. I mean, and so I think that we need to look at this, and we can't just say, "Oh, well, he's immortal."
Right.
He's not.
Well, and like I get what you're saying, but Peyton Manning dealt with like arm issues. You know what I mean? Like he dealt with exactly the neck, not really the arm. It was the neck. You're right.
Other than that neck injury, you didn't hear about his numb fingertips until the last year. You didn't hear about this stuff. I'm just saying that the ultimate team in not reporting injuries and not specifying why somebody's injured, and you're going to tell me that's the reason why we should believe that he can play until he's 45? No.
I mean, so Tom Brady missed 1 season for what? Torn ACL? Was that what happened when he got drilled? Yeah. Peyton Manning missed his for like a neck fusion. Kind of,
I understand. I'm just saying that it doesn't, like, he is going – Father Time is going to
fall off.
He's going to fall off, and it's not going to be 5 years. It's not going to be 7 years. Honestly, I'd be shocked if he makes it at the level he played at last year. If he plays 2 more years like that, I will be shocked.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. Tom Brady is good. Last year, he had motivation to play that way. This year, he just won his 5th Super Bowl title. I don't think he's going to have as much motivation. He's going to be motivated, but not like he will. Before. Well, why though? Because he was motivated to be pissed off because he was pissed off the league.
Yeah. I think that carries over to this year. I think that they're still pissed.
And he was a top fantasy quarterback last year, having missed 4 games, and he didn't have Gronk all year.
Right.
I completely agree that he's going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he is not as motivated as that. So I don't see him in being the top 2.
Yeah.
But I still think that he is a good quarterback, and I still think he's going to be top 5 this year. There is going to be progression, but I don't think it's this year. I think it's maybe the year after or the year after that. I just don't think I just see Rodgers beating him out, and it's going to be a tie between Drew Brees and even Matt Ryan, because he's going to be hungry to try to get back to the Super Bowl.
I still think that Big Ben. I think that Big Ben can be better. I could say will he be a top 10 quarterback? Absolutely. Do I see him more as the back end of the top 10? I do.
Really? See, I see him more towards the front. I actually think
he has obviously he has the potential, but I'm just saying that I see it when I look at the guys that are around that area. Youth is going to kind of beat it out a little bit.
I mean, it's just
Derek Carr.
Yeah, I don't put Derek Carr in the same breath as Tom Brady.
I'm not, but I'm saying that if you look at
it surprise me?
Yeah, yardage wise. I mean, he's got some great weapons. He has better wide receivers than Tom Brady has.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He absolutely does. And so, Detroit could, finally smooth shit out. Stafford could be a top 5 quarterback. I mean, there are guys.
Even last podcast, Romine, you said Winston.
Yeah, I think Winston
top 5 quarterback.
I almost think that there's a big separation after those top 2. I think you could make a case for any of Winston against any of those guys. I'm tempted to put Winston up there in my top 3. I'm tempted to put him above Breeze, but I'm not going to because of what we've seen in the past. But as far as potential goes, Winston's a guy that I would love to have on tons of my fantasy teams this year. He's somebody that I will probably end up having a lot of because I like to wait on quarterback. Drew Brees last year fell, kind of further in drafts. I don't know if he'll do that this year, but people are going to overdraft, Carr probably. I don't know, maybe not Carr with his injury, but Carr may end up slipping a little bit to where he's an equal value to Jameis Winston. It's actually kind of interesting, but
I actually like Winston better than Carr this year. I think I really do. I like Winston a lot better than Carr.
I like that.
Wait. Why a lot better? I can understand you saying that he has the potential, but why a lot better? I mean, he broke something. He didn't tear something. It was, he broke something. Like a break is totally different.
He's also a full participant in OTAs. I don't know if that makes a difference or if you heard that, but
that he was or wasn't.
He is.
Okay, so I mean, he's good. Like,
yes.
I mean,
he'll be fine.
I think I can see the argument being made, but I just question why you say that to that degree.
I feel the Tampa Bay's offense is more explosive than the Raiders. They just got D-Jack. Now, D-Jack isn't some superstar, but he's going to stretch that field. Winston has an arm on it, so that's going to help. And then it's going to help with Mike Evans on the other side, which he targets. He's the biggest target person there is in the league as far as wide receiver goes. And so I just think, and then if they get a running back, I think that offense is going to just click. And I can see Winston took a big step last year in his sophomore year, and I just see him progressing this year. I think Raiders are going to want to run the ball. They're going to get a running back, and I think they want to run the ball.
Yeah, they're about to get Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that stuff that they might not actually get him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Well, it's like if Seattle doesn't want to make that trade.
Well, it's also how much he wants to get paid.
Oh,
like, they don't want to pay him a lot of money.
I thought they already agreed to terms.
I don't know. I was reading. I just got an email about from that. I can't remember. Brent, you get the same email. I can't remember what it is, but they're saying that if the price is too high, that because how can they agree
Who says
to
that?
terms? I don't know. Let me pull it. The football guys. They said.
That's good radio.
Yeah,
that's why I want to listen to you burring a little bit more. Can you do it?
It says Albert Beer of Sports Illustrated reports that the Raiders were impressed with the shape of Marshawn Lynch in their meeting, but they are willing to walk away from a potential deal. But if he's asking for big money in a very depressed environment for running back salaries, they are signaling that they will not give in.
Was that dated today?
Yeah, I just got it right before we got our. Well, because they can't make a deal. He's not. That
was what they reported.
I know
they reported that they made a deal in principle, and all they were waiting on was Seattle.
Isn't that collusion or not collusion? Tampering?
I don't think so.
I don't even understand how that's not tampering.
Well, it's past the tamper. There's like a certain point where you can talk to people.
He's not a free agent. He's not a free agent.
He retired. All Seattle does is own the rights to him. That doesn't mean that other teams can't talk to him.
Maybe. All right.
I heard crazy Adam Rank talking about how he would make him. He was talking about him being like his 4th or 5th running back off the board if he goes to Oakland.
Rappaport wasn't reporting of this, was he?
No, this was Adam Rank, who I was listening to the NFL fantasy podcast the other day, and they were talking about it, but I don't know. Oakland has a great offensive line. There's no doubt about that. It would be hard for me to invest in Marshawn Lynch in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think that's pretty much batshit crazy.
You could probably make a case 4th or 5th round.
4th or 5th, I could deal with that.
I mean, you're still talking about a starting running back in a great system, and once you start creeping up there, you're like, okay, especially in Dynasty, you should not be spending anything like that. But
4th or 5th, it all depends who they take in the top running back in the draft. I don't know if I that much out getting soon after.
What?
You totally
we were losing you there, Van Cleef.
Oh, I was just not soon after. Like, wait, what?
I thought it was just Romine being a dick. As usual.
Seriously though, what'd you say?
I said Brent's head keeps going down.
All right, let's move it along. I kind of want to talk about Cleveland for a minute. Not Isaiah Crowell. Sorry, Alex. Back up off it.
I had a really good point.
On what?
On Marshawn Lynch.
I gave you the opportunity to say it, and you passed on it.
No,
you talked about Brent's head instead.
Talk to me.
So, anyways, I want to talk about Cleveland. Do you think that there's any ways that they don't draft defense with that first pick? You don't think they're not going to be stupid, right? They're not going to draft somebody ridiculous at number 1.
I think that if they have to save face on this because they passed on, what seems to be a good quarterback in Carson Wentz. They went and got a really good wide receiver, and they thought, well, we can patchwork the quarterback position. Now they've kind of acquired quite a few, draft picks and stuff like that, but it's Cleveland. They screw these things up. Should they do anything other than draft defense? Absolutely not. Is there a world where they could totally do something stupid? Of course. It's the Browns.
So
quarterback.
I feel like it's a new regime though, and they're trying to be more analytic about it. So I would feel that they would still this is a big defensive draft. So I would feel that they would go defense first.
Okay, it's a big defensive draft, and Myles Garrett is head and shoulders above those other defensive players.
Well, see,
he's athletic freak.
Well, that's what I want to ask, though. Okay, if you were to Cleveland, and it's like, okay, there is this guy that is the best player, but it's really deep at quarterback, at defensive players. Do you trade further down into the first?
That was my point. Is I don't think you do, because I think that he is good enough that he separates himself.
You think that he separates himself to such a degree that
I think he's
back. You still don't. Okay.
I think he's going to be a defensive. He's going to be a game changer. He could be. I don't know who to really compare him to, but somebody ridiculous. He's ridiculous. So let me go on with my thought here, because I think that there's no way that Cleveland doesn't draft him there. They also have the number 12 pick?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So first question, do you think that they hold on to just that pick and they try to see if a quarterback that they want falls to there, or do you think that they trade up and try? I'm hearing all this talk about Mitchell Trubisky. Whoa, what the hell was that?
That was my daughter.
Oh,
Angry baby.
scared the shit out of me. I thought it was a ghost.
It is a ghost. Baby.
I heard Trubisky could go as early as 4.
Are you
3.
serious?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Those are the talks now.
This is classic, like pushing guy because it's such a. Everybody wants a franchise quarterback, and those years where franchise quarterbacks are basically not even there, you get guys like Alex Smith taken in the first. I mean, you get these insane players that should not be taken. And I guess that's kind of a bad example because Aaron Rodgers came out of that, but like you just get these guys where it's like, okay, what are you gonna? I don't know, like Blake Bortles, EJ Manuel, guys like that. That if there were good, solid fantasy or not fantasy, but just franchise quarterbacks, are second, third round at best. But then these guys get just shoved to the top, and somebody's going to overpay.
Mm-hmm.
By a lot.
So you don't like Trubisky? Is he your favorite quarterback? That's kind of what I want to talk about. Like, who do you like the most out of all these quarterbacks?
I mean, do we really need to ask? Of course I like Watson better.
Why?
I mean, because I like exciting players. I mean, my childhood hero was Randall Cunningham because he scrambled. I love Michael Vick because he scrambled and ran around. And yes, they all happen to be black guys, but the fact is that it's those kind of dynamic players. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying that he is Michael Vick or Randall Cunningham. But I mean, I'm trying to think of. Well,
yeah,
honestly,
I don't think he's good.
Big Ben, early in his career, was kind of a dynamic, like, he ran a lot. And,
playmaker.
You get, I'm trying to think of other players that kind
Johnny
of
Manziel.
Oh God. Okay, and this is the first and maybe only time you're ever going to hear this, but like Tony Romo, I mean, he did the same thing. Like he was a lot of leg work, a lot of things like that. I like those kind of players because they can do a lot of things.
Yeah,
that's not saying that he's a franchise quarterback. I'm just saying that I like him better because, and I don't know. I don't like, because Trubisky's the one from North Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not like thrilled about that.
Well, he's only been 1 year as a starter, but they're saying like he has like the best tools to make himself. Brent, I'm curious if you have an opinion on this. You're smarter than Alex.
Oh God.
I like Trubisky just because of his accuracy and his NFL readiness, I guess, being in a pro-style offense already. Watson is kind of a wild card. Like, everything I hear about him is about his leadership skills, but not his actual football skills.
Which, I mean, leadership skills are important for that. But
right. But you'd think he'd have other intangibles that would go along with that.
Well, like, when that's all you're hearing is how nobody's talking about his football skills and they're all talking about those other skills, it makes you worry. It makes me worry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't discount him a lot. Like, I still think Trubisky's the best quarterback. I put Watson as my third-ranked quarterback, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Kaiser's skill set quite a bit, too.
Well, Kaiser said today that if he lives up to his potential, he could be the best quarterback to ever live, so he believes in himself.
Probably not, but
I mean, I a lot of times, and this isn't the case all the time, but schools kind of sway my idea. Now, I was wrong because I was like, I'd rather have Goff than Wentz because Goff went to a better school. So, I mean, Brent, you could end up being right with this, but Notre Dame quarterbacks and North Carolina quarterback, like, I mean,
I was gonna say, if you're gonna use that logic, then you'd like Mike Williams more than you like Corey Davis. So,
well, no. Wide receivers and running backs to me are just different.
Doesn't matter.
Like I'm not saying it's really even based in a solid reality because you could have a guy like Joe Flacco that comes from some random ass school. But there's just, was he Delaware? I think he was Delaware. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Flacco was Delaware.
I think Big Ben was Akron, Ohio, or something.
Yeah, or Miami, Ohio, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was Miami, Ohio.
Just some small school in Ohio.
So it's not the rule by any means, but I don't know. I just kind of have this like prejudice toward schools that don't typically produce quarterbacks. Everything else I can. I mean, Penn State's another one. Like, I would never trust a Penn State quarterback.
Yeah, good. Christian Hackenberg.
Too bad he's not. He disappeared.
I know. He had to go take care of a kid or something.
Yep.
Stupid.
Doesn't he have a wife to do that? Jeez.
Yeah, oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
So the draft's less than a week away. Who else do you guys think? Who are your big, like, risers right now?
Oh, my God. Is it really a week away?
Yeah, less than a week.
Week from tonight?
It's upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This time next week, the first draft, or the first round already.
Oh, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, who are your biggest, like, risers?
Honestly, I kind of think Mixon.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about this, right before we went on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a month and a half ago, they were talking, well, he could probably fall into the, fourth round. I even heard a couple of things like, does he get drafted? Which kind of seemed a little ridiculous, but, still.
Right.
And now there are serious talks of, him at least second round. Small chatter of him sneaking into the first round, but I kind of have a feeling that like that might have been cooled off with the whole Aaron Hernandez hanging himself thing. But
there was another some dad came out and was talking about how Mixon punched his daughter or something in high school, and the high school covered it up. And did you hear about that?
Wait, first off, he has a child in high school.
Huh? No,
did not know that.
No, there was a guy, a father came forward and said that Joe Mixon had hit his daughter.
Oh,
he went to the school and made a big stink about it, and the school hid him in the office, or the school says they have nothing on file of it ever happening. So I don't even know if there's really any merit in it. But these talks again have ramped up a week before the draft, so
which is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It's what happens.
The thing is, and we talked about this. I don't condone any of that kind of stuff, but we're still talking about somebody's future.
Mm-hmm.
Like he made mistakes, but he's allowed to have a future,
right?
And I don't like where it's like, let's wait until right before draft, and then we can hurt this guy. I mean, Brandon Marshall is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
They grow up.
Yep.
They grow up, and Jameis Winston seems to be heading that direction too. They grow up. Let them grow up. Not condoning what they have done in the past, but you don't maliciously try to completely ruin their career.
That kind of goes for everybody in general. There are certain things that you can't do that are going to ruin your life, and that's how it is. That's how it is. For us, if we do something stupid, then we're screwed. But if the courts haven't ruled, that, or they rule that we get another chance at it, then we still get to work and we still get to have a life. It's kind of how it is for football players too. We just put them up on this pedestal. So like you said, I don't condone anything that he did. That video is terrible. I unfortunately watched it. But
I haven't seen it.
I don't. He's good though. He's good at football.
Yeah.
He's 6'1". He's a beast. They're comparing him to Le'Veon Bell at this point.
Those are some shoes.
No.
Those are, yeah. I mean, I hate when they compare him to those kind of players. I hated when people were comparing new guys to AP. I hated when they were comparing him to, even David Johnson or Le'Veon Bell, just because, okay, not every player that comes out that is talented is going to be that.
Sure. Where did Le'Veon Bell even go in the draft? I honestly, I don't know off the top of my head.
Second round?
I was going to say, I know.
I was thinking he was second round.
He wasn't
first.
I thought he was late first round.
I didn't think he didn't go in first. But regardless, so say Mixon is a Le'Veon Bell comp. Where would you like to see him go?
I know Chris Collinsworth in his first mock draft of the year actually had him go to Green Bay.
I love him in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Round 2, pick 48.
Yeah, there you go. Good call.
There are actually a lot of teams that could use a good running back right now. I mean, there are a lot of teams that have a shaky situation with that running back. So he could land in a great spot, or he could land behind somebody and be a nobody. I mean, that's kind of the crazy thing with him, because since we don't really know, what Brent sent us, where more than half of the executives said they wouldn't even touch him at all.
Well, that's people forming a personal opinion. That's not talking football. You know what I mean?
I understand, but there will be teams that do not take him, even though they might need a running back or could use depth at running back.
Well, that's the thing. Is what if we're looking at this wrong, and maybe it's not going to be a team that needs a running back that takes Joe Mixon, but more of a team that has the kind of organization that can overcome his past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that narrows it down to a handful of teams, honestly. There might only be 8 to 10 teams that can actually take a guy with his kind of character, maybe.
Okay, so you saw how Kansas City handled Tyreek Hill last year. They've shown that they can handle a situation like that with a player. How much would you like Joe Mixon if he goes to Kansas City?
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
I think that would be. I mean, I think that he'd be going into a spot because Andy Reid is good with players with character issues. I mean, other than the T.O. situation, there really wasn't any players getting out of hand, and I mean that wasn't even like a legitimate character issue. That was just T.O. being T.O. It wasn't. But so yeah, I oh man. That actually kind of sounds exciting.
Mm-hmm. Because I've said it in like previous episodes, but I would love to see him go to Oakland. Like, I feel like he could be like top 5 running back in Oakland. Like, people keep saying that there's no Zeke in this draft. I feel like he could be somebody that is a top end running back 1 if he gets into the right system, or it could be completely wrong and he could be a complete dirtball piece of shit and fall out of the league.
I'm still not even super sold on Zeke. And so the fact of saying there's no Zeke in this draft, well, Zeke wasn't even Zeke in his draft. But so that's kind of a ridiculous
and when I say
thing to compare it to.
When I say that though, I mean a rookie running back that finishes as a top half running back 1.
Well, see,
that's what people mean.
I understand that, but did anybody? Well, I guess he was. I mean, before he was drafted, did anybody really say that about Zeke?
I mean, there was talks about it, but when he got drafted was when it all changed.
When he got drafted by the best offensive line, yes.
With an opening for running back.
Yeah, with a wide open, no competition.
Right, and he stepped in there and he did it. So what we're looking for now is that situation with a running back. Like this time last year, we weren't as big on talking about this before. Now we've had time to look at it, and we're able to form our opinions. Like there's places that we would like to see guys go, and a lot of them are not going to end up going there. But I'm very intrigued by Joe Mixon. He is almost becoming my number 1 overall player right now for fantasy.
He's intriguing.
Depending on where he goes.
I think that's that. Like the
number
thing
1
is
overall or just rookie?
Rookie.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
1.
I like him better than
Number 1.
Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson.
Both of them. Both of them. Who? We don't even know their names anymore. Mixon.
That's where I have him ranked. I have him ranked number 1.
Do you?
He is kind of creeping up my board. I won't lie. I think that it was, a few weeks ago we're talking about, maybe 3rd round he could fall to a team that he might have no opportunity. I think that he probably goes in the 2nd round. I really do. And I think that he goes to a team that needs a running back.
Do you hate him if he goes to the Colts? Ballard's come out and said that he's not ruling out any players on injuries or on anything. He's not ruling people out. So
he said he's just taking the best available player.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Which I
say
think is what Grigson did there for a while too.
That's what Grigson said he was going to do. But Grigson was an idiot and got himself fired. So
he drafted Kevin Kolb, so I completely agree with you.
So anyway, if Mixon was to go to the Colts,
if Mixon were to go to the Colts, I would be intrigued, but that's probably like
he'd fall back down your draft board.
He would fall back. It would all depend. It would all depend, but he would have a clear cut day one starter.
Yeah,
I mean clear cut. There's nothing there that you would even consider. Like
in Indianapolis,
Frank
Gore's still a G, dude.
Okay. He is not. He would not end up if they drafted Joe Mixon. Frank Gore would not have more touches or more yards than Joe Mixon.
Ooh. In week one or for the year?
No, in the year. By the end of the year.
Yeah, I think you could be right about that.
Like Romine, we have your all Romine team.
Yeah.
There's an anti-Alex team, and Frank Gore's on it.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Brent, I remember this is when I lived down in Indy, so that was now 6 years ago when we were talking about, gosh, Frank Gore just needs to pack it up. I can't believe we're still talking about his ass.
But Frank Gore puts these videos out of him working out. The dude works hard. Say what you want about him, he does. He's a hard worker. He's a good teammate. He does a lot of good things. He's old as balls, so
he's just.
I read somewhere last at the end of last season, last year, Frank Gore had his first non RB1 season of his career.
Oh, really?
He didn't finish as an RB1?
No, he finished RB 13 or 14, I think.
I mean, that makes sense. But honestly, I'm kind of shocked that even the year before. I mean, he was decent that year, but I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting little tidbit.
Did you guys watch that video I sent you of Christian McCaffrey?
I started watching it, and then I got distracted.
Did you watch it, Brent?
I don't know what video you're talking about.
Yeah. If you looked at your if you looked at your damn messages. Anyways, I sent a video of Christian McCaffrey's footwork, and he was doing. He is ridiculous.
Sexy.
He is.
He's got some sexy ass footwork.
He does, dude.
This is the first time I've ever just been like, oh my god, look at that guy's footwork.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god. But it's true. It's the best footwork I've ever seen.
He intrigues me too, but so many of these guys are just situational. Brent, what were you sent some text about ranking somebody, right? What was that? Was that Christian McCaffrey based on where they end up? I think you had us rank them.
Oh yeah.
It was just 2 days ago, so you may have forgotten because you're such an important person.
I was just saying for fantasy purposes, if one of those teams selected Christian McCaffrey, how would you rank Christian McCaffrey going into the season fantasy wise? How do you think he would perform better with each of those teams?
So where would you like to see him end up if you could pick a place?
I would say Philadelphia or Indy. I think they could utilize his skill set pretty well.
Oh my god.
Okay. Think about it. I think that the Eagles use the running back in the passing game so often, and McCaffrey is perfect in both the running, passing, and return games. And I just feel like he would do all three with Philadelphia. He would probably do all three with Indy. Luck, his best seasons was when Ahmad Bradshaw had all those touchdowns receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And when Andrew Luck can get the ball off quick or use that last-ditch effort to the running back, get the ball out of his hands. That's why I think McCaffrey would excel with both those two teams.
My perfect end of the week next week would be Thursday drafting McCaffrey and Friday the release of Ryan Matthews. It would be the greatest thing to happen I don't even know. I don't even know the last time that I would be that jacked up about the Philadelphia. Well, DeMarco Murray, when they signed DeMarco Murray, I was on cloud 9. And I'm still pissed that they let him go instead of Ryan Matthews. God.
Yeah, I would rather see McCaffrey go to the Eagles than the Colts. As a fantasy fan. So,
he does have a very strong point about.
Oh, he would be awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Colts is, I don't think they can draft him there.
Yeah, he'll be gone. Right. I mean, I think he could be there for the Colts, but I just don't see the Colts taking him there.
What did they pick? 15, 16?
They picked 15.
So the Colts have so many holes on defense. I feel like they have to fill that before they fill running back, and especially because running back is so deep. Maybe not as deep as we thought with elite players, but like there is so much round 2, 3, 4, 5 talent in this draft. Like the more I look at it, I'm excited for the day one guys. I'm more excited for these later in the weekend draft picks because
it's so deep.
This is going to be a deep draft. It's going to be pretty awesome. And I think that the Colts can wait. I don't think that they have to reach and get McCaffrey. I would love to see it. I could realistically see Philadelphia drafting him there, though. I don't think there's any way that the Colts do it, even if he falls that far, which he's definitely done himself a good job of presenting himself as an NFL prospect because he looks ready.
Yeah. That footwork.
Welcome back, Van Cleve.
Hey,
there he is.
We're just talking some.
Hey! I just wanted to let you know, you're doubling up on that in 9 months. I just want to let you know that that's doubling up.
It's never gets better. We were just talking rookie running backs, talking a little McCaffrey, a little Joe Mixon. So. Do you have opinions on those fellas? Who do you like? Who's your favorite right now? If you had to draft, say you were an NFL executive and you're looking just purely on your talent and you're not really talking like specifically about a team, like who would you draft as a running back right now?
Pressure's on.
You're on the clock.
Okay, so if we're not talking about any specific team, because really each running back can be utilized in different systems, but as far as just running back talent, I think Fournette is still at the top of the board.
You're wrong.
Wrong.
That's
You're wrong.
Fatty McFatterson.
No, Fournette still
not
is
you,
like...
Van Cleve. Not you, Van Cleve.
Whoa. I think you're right. I still think Fournette's going to be the first running back off the board.
But where does he go? Like, are you really intrigued with him if he goes to the Panthers?
I'm not excited.
With no running back that goes to the Panthers, I would not be intrigued.
Yeah,
even if it was McCaffrey, that doesn't intrigue you at all.
Oh no,
that's what I was about to ask. Is
really
McCaffrey?
That would actually hurt.
Panthers is a death wish. That's like Treadwell going to the Vikings.
I would honestly, I would probably kick him back to maybe 4th.
I say that because Cam Newton vultures way too many touchdowns to make a running back relevant in that system.
They're wanting to get away from that, though.
Of course, they're wanting to get away from it. But does it really matter when they're on the 1 yard line?
Well, I think
he's gonna grab it.
I think that he could still have. I don't think that McCaffrey, you're worried about him getting those 1 yard touchdowns. I think McCaffrey can score it from anywhere inside the 10, the 20.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? I feel like he could be intrigued. I would still draft him. I'd keep him up there. I don't know. Depending on where they all fall, I don't think that's a death wish.
I mean, that would be the location, though, that I would be like, I like McCaffrey a lot. I liked Treadwell a lot, but when he gets drafted to that wrong team in the wrong situation, I'm just like, he's got to fall a couple spots. Not that I don't like his talent. It could still happen, but it's just that team that he gets drafted to.
Sure. So, how does
Cam Newton doesn't dump the ball off either. He tosses it mid-range to long, all the way down the field to like a Ted Ginn. I just don't see a talent like McCaffrey succeeding in Carolina.
Yeah.
Hey, VC, if for Fournette, if you had a wish list, where would you want him to go? What's number one?
As far as teams that need a running back, Raiders.
I mean, well, I guess you kind of have to think of it. Okay, he's going to go in the first half of the draft for sure. So I would think that Oakland's kind of out of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like of those teams, those first
realistically,
where do you want him to go? And do you think that the Panthers would be like? Does that hurt your outlook on Fournette if he goes to the Panthers?
It doesn't. I don't think it necessarily hurts it, but I'm not happy about it. I still think that if they decide to go with him, that they decide they want to run the football. He's a downhill runner, and he gets violent when he gets in an open field. I don't know if he's necessarily the best fit for them because that team is it's all around the Cam Newton and what he can do with his legs and stuff, and so it's.
See, this is where I flip-flop, though. Like, I don't like McCaffrey going to Carolina, but I love Fournette in Carolina for some reason. Love it.
I don't understand why. Because, I mean, it's almost like you're getting the exact same player. He just doesn't throw the football.
I just – there's something about Fournette going to Carolina I absolutely love. But even Van Cleve, not to, like, plug anyone or anything or any teams, but Collinsworth, his – latest mock draft had Fournette falling all the way to the Colts at the 15 pick, and he had them select Fournette.
There's literally no way that happens. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, if it did, oh my gosh, like it would just be obvious. Like he would get so fat. And then he would be terrible. Oh my gosh, he would be the next T-Rex. It would be so bad.
I don't think that's true, but I think that he's going to go to Jacksonville. I think that he goes forward. I think that Jacksonville they've shored up their defense so much.
Yeah,
I could realistically see them going with a player like that. That's what they need. You know what I mean? They've got what's his name? Who are their running backs? Chris Ivory and T.J. Yeldon.
The only other player I could see them going after is OJ.
Yeah, Howard, really?
Yeah, it's like the two glaring issues in Jacksonville. I mean, quarterback aside, I mean, I think they're going to give him one more year. They're not going to draft a quarterback that high, so we don't even have to discuss that. But the ultimate things that they need, I mean, they probably need some linemen, but this isn't a lineman draft, and they need a running back. They need a tight end. Like, I don't see any other way that they don't draft one of those guys. I will be shocked if they go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Brent, to answer your question.
This only happens to you, Van Cleve.
I don't see Fournette falling that far at all. And Collinsworth also had a quarterback going like in the number 2 spot or something like that.
Are you serious?
I mean, that could happen.
Yep.
I think that very easily could happen.
I don't honestly like. Okay,
I mean, all those teams at the top are very like quarterback needy. Also, the Bears need a quarterback. The Browns need a quarterback. Jacksonville needs a quarterback.
These quarterbacks aren't ready though.
San Francisco needs a quarterback.
I'm telling you, the people are so high on Mitchell Trubisky right now. I don't think you guys realize how high NFL executives are on him.
People Mahomes is getting actually higher. He's like shot up.
The Jets definitely need a quarterback.
Yeah. But man, you did miss a hit at. I almost said Hayden Christensen.
Yes,
why?
Anakin.
Yes, one of the worst actors in the history of acting. But like it kind of feels like because they were talking the year that Geno Smith was drafted, I saw some mock drafts that had him going number 1 overall,
Yeah.
Yep. And that was a terrible, terrible class of quarterbacks. So, yeah, it's possible, but I think that people will come to their senses because these guys are not like there are only a couple of teams that like truly need a quarterback and are desperate enough to go after somebody like
Okay. Hey, side note, I can smell a bet. How high do you think a quarterback's going to go in the draft?
Oh, not higher than 15.
I think that it will go higher than 15.
Okay.
You want to make it? Yeah, put it on the board.
I think Romine's going to win that one.
Yes.
I think Romine will win that too.
I like that one because I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I like that one because you don't feel good about it.
Like
everyone, you're like, you're such an idiot, Romine. You're so stupid. Isaiah Crowell sucks.
Because he does. Where am I? Okay. A QB. Wait, a QB before 15?
Yeah. Do you want to call it push at 15?
Okay, push at 15. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Colts. They're not going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. All right.
It could happen.
It could. They could trade back or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
If their old gene was still there, I would say it's likely to happen.
I saw 2 mocks that showed Cleveland, and this is kind of what I was getting at earlier, trading their 12th pick and trading up
to the Jets.
I've seen it with them trading up to 49ers as well.
Wow.
I don't think they should do that.
I don't think they should either. I think
if they pass on the quarterbacks from last year, just wait another year, get some defense stacked on that there, and then maybe get a running back. But
I mean, they could still even take a quarterback with the 12th pick if they want to. Mahomes will still be there.
I don't know.
At 12?
Oh man, I think he should be, but like I've heard so much about him, like just going up.
Wait, are we talking now? We're gonna draft like 4 quarterbacks in the top 15.
I've seen mocks that do that.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy to me.
There's
no way.
Most mocks are crazy.
Well, yeah, but I'll be flabbergasted if 1, let alone more.
Oh,
I'm not willing to make a bet on that one because I'm not even very solid on the initial one I just made.
That's
but like I'd be blown away.
I think these quarterbacks are going to go way earlier than they should do.
Yep.
The only person I think that like deserves it is maybe Watson.
Nope.
Why not, Brad?
Watson?
Why not?
Watson, he's a wild card. Like he's got average skills, but he has great leadership.
This is kind of conversation we already had.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
oh,
I don't know.
Sorry, Van Cleve. I don't know if you were here for it or not.
I wasn't.
Oh.
Womp womp womp.
Sorry, guys. I've got a baby now.
Dad life.
Dad.
What were you gonna say, Alex? You started to talk.
I mean, the reason, and we did kind of go into this, but it's just I would rather have a guy that has really good leadership skills from that has shown that he can do well than I don't know, like Trubisky just scares
I'd rather
me. He just screams bust to me.
You'd rather have somebody that has leadership skills than actual quarterbacking skills? Is that what you said?
I mean, well, not really, but I mean, like, right. I don't know. Trubisky's just, I have a feeling. I just have a feeling he's not going to be good.
But after 13 games, how can you tell he has better quarterback skills than Deshaun Watson, who won a national championship?
But, I mean, there's people that do this for a living. This is their job, is to literally just watch tape, talk to guys, see the stuff that are saying that he does.
That you're saying guys that thought that Ryan Leaf was better than Peyton Manning. Yeah,
exactly. And they get it wrong. That's the thing. They get it wrong. But there still is merit in people saying it. There are reasons that they say it.
Here's the thing, though. Ryan Leaf lacked leadership skills or any other kind of oh gosh, I can't think the word now. Dang it.
Johnny Manziel lacked leadership skills.
It's just the attitude and the preparation that Peyton Manning did, and that's why Peyton Manning was so successful. Riley may have been more talent, but he didn't have the right attitude, the right leadership. I don't know. I think Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson I think he has skills. I think he has ability. I think he has athleticism. And if he's great leadership, that's going to be great for the team. I don't know. I think he's got more tape on him than Trubisky does. Trubisky only has 13 games on him.
Can we?
It's a small sample size.
As a starter, he only has that.
Can we at least agree on one thing? Whoever, any of those quarterbacks go to Cleveland, their career's over.
I'm not ready to say that.
I'm not either because of Hugh Jackson.
All you have to do is find a quarterback since 1999. There's a lot to choose from that they've drafted in the first round.
You can't count
none of them.
You can't count last year because of like all the injuries that happened to them.
No. I'm talking about their draft picks. I'm talking about their first round draft picks of quarterbacks.
But it's a different. It's a different culture there now. I feel like they're doing things differently. They're actually taking a step in the right direction. I feel like,
But that was the same. That's the same people that they had last year, and I understand where you're coming from. Like they should have been better. Going after RG3 and having him be your starter was idiotic. That was a bad move. There was nothing about that made sense.
Why though? Because they hardly had to pay him. And he had a huge rookie year, and so Hugh Jackson was taking a risk. He's a high risk, high reward guy.
Yep.
So they were trying to recapture that. They thought that because of what happened and like poor management in Washington, that with all the drama that went on, I think that going to Hugh Jackson showing him and stuff, he was trying to revive his career, and he just got injured, and that's just what he is, and that's why they let him go. It's just because he can't do anything if he's injured on the bench.
I mean, to be completely honest, I think that they should have drafted one of the quarterbacks, and they should have last year, and which would have been Carson Wentz, and got a guy in front of him, McCown, whatever, and they would be in a much better situation than they are. Much better. They could go after a Corey Davis, which Coleman's good, but I think that Corey Davis could be better. Like I think some of these wide receivers this year could be better than Corey Coleman because Corey Coleman is a Deshaun Jackson. He's a big play guy. That's great, but I think they could have gotten better. I think if you play it out, going after a quarterback last year would have been way better than them going after a quarterback this year.
Well, hindsight's 20/20. Obviously, you can sit here and say that now.
Yeah, and who's to say they're not going to try that? Maybe they hold off until next year because there's some good quarterbacks coming out next year.
I mean, honestly, you look at the Browns. Take any position on their entire team. Take any position. They have the first pick and the 12th pick. I don't think they can downgrade themselves on any player that they pick.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to increase whatever position on their team with those two picks alone.
In theory.
In theory, obviously. And that's all of this is in theory.
But that's how it's been every year. That's all I'm saying.
Cleveland has put themselves in a position where they can do something valuable with these picks. They've done a really good job of collecting picks. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying bad teams make bad decisions. And they're still considered a bad team.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that we should go ahead and wrap this show up. I think that I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for the draft. I'm ready for it to happen. I'm also excited about Hard Knocks coming out, Tampa Bay. One Love Buccaneers. Yes, it is. So we'll do a show next week. I don't know what day we're going to do it, but we'll do it. We'll post it for you guys.
Just do a live one. Everybody would get drunk, and
I'm good with that. We'll talk details after the show. But we appreciate you guys listening, tuning in. Catch us next week. Get online. Follow us on Twitter, 4 Horsemen Pod. Send us emails, 4horsemenpod@gmail.com. We're out there. We're in this world. We're ready to take it over. Peace.